just one of those that I thought we had some very solid at-bats. When you score 9 runs, you've got to give the offense a lot of credit, and I thought we had some very good at-bats. I thought that Cole did not have the outing that he is accustomed to having, but yet he continued to battle. And if you look at the numbers, you say, how can you say that? Well, I have a feeling he's going to say the same thing. But he did not have a bad outing by any stretch. When you go 5 innings and you give up 5 hits, but you strike out 8, that's pretty doggone good. I mean, there were 15 guys that he faced, and he struck out more than half of them. So that's a plus. When you see the 0 in the last column as a coach, you always feel good. And we didn't make any errors. A couple of guys in particular I thought had strong games from an offensive standpoint, and one of them was a guy getting his first start, and that's Cooper Swanson. He had 4 at-bats, if I'm not mistaken, was on 4 times, and that's encouraging. Questions?
Coach, how big is it for a guy like Cal to have a game like he did tonight after a sort of slow start to the season?
We saw something in Cal about 3 days ago. Not so much at the game with Jacksonville, but he just seemed to be seeing the ball better, feeling better about the way he was swinging the bat. Just that look of, I'm comfortable, let's play baseball. And it was really encouraging. He's done a very good job. Meeks worked real hard with him, and it's been fun to watch him get better. I mean, let's face it, he's one of our captains, and he's extremely important to our team, and we are so pleased to see him get 3 tonight. He had 4 ribeyes too. That separates them. The guys that drive them in are the ones that you're always impressed with, because that's the hard thing to do, because you get pitched a lot differently, and he handled it very well. Big night for you.
Drew, a lot of the teams have started to shift over to the right side with him, but tonight he had the opposite field double in the first inning, and then he beat it again in the eighth, I think. Either way, but just how impressive is it for him to be able to understand just where the shift is and then just find a way to beat it?
The key for him is just to stay closed and don't try to pull everything. He's going to hit the ball to the right side, but he's got to stay closed and drive it sometime to the left side just to keep the defense honest. He proved that he can do that by doing what he did in the first inning and then turning around and hitting through it later on.
Kobe now has 16 strikeouts in 6 innings of work. Just how incredible is that number? I mean, that's only 2 outs that haven't come by strikeout.
That one's hard to comment on. It's great to see him get back to Kobe Johnson. I mean, he was throwing harder back when he got hurt than he is now. And he's throwing hard now. So don't get me wrong, he's throwing 92, 93. And touching 94 a couple of times to anybody. But it's just great to see him out there back to his old self. We started to go longer with him, but we wanted to get Ahern in the ball game, and also we wanted to have Kobe available as we continue playing 4 more games in the next 5 days.
With Ahern, he got himself into trouble, but he managed to get himself out of it. Were you pleased with the way he handled himself on the mound when he did get into that trouble?
Yeah, you can see youth really surface when he is out there at this time in his career. He's not a guy that is going to go out there and be as poised and as polished as some freshmen have been in our program, because he hasn't had the opportunities. We've played, 9 games, and he's only had 3 innings, I believe. So he hasn't had a chance to really show what he can do. But you can see signs that, hey, that's a live arm. That curveball has great rotation. Developed a changeup, and you never know. That's what we want to do with him this year, is give him opportunities to show what he can do. And I was very pleased with the way he kept his poise, battled through it, and, didn't give up an earned run.
Coach, starting pitching has an ERA of 1.78 in the last, to start the season. How important is it that your starting pitching steps up, especially with Tyler Holt now for the year?
Well, they have certainly set the bar pretty high. No pun intended, because the bar's really low the way these guys are throwing. But they have really played and tackled this challenge very well. For them to maintain that throughout the season, we know it's going to be very difficult. I mean, that would be something that might even be the lowest in the history of college baseball. But you're getting ready to go face teams that we're very familiar with, that are very capable of scoring runs. Can they do it? Yeah. I'm very pleased with everything I'm seeing. Mike Bell has done a fantastic job. It's still a little young to start getting real excited, but I'm glad that all of you are seeing that this bunch deserves recognition. It's like a guy goes 4 for 4 one night and he comes back to the ballpark the next day and goes 0 for 4. Well, he can still have a smile because he's hitting 500. So it's fun to see the young men have success, but we're not expecting them to continue to dominate as they have. We just expect them to continue to get better.
Anything else?
Thanks.
Thank you, Coach.